Hey everyone, welcome back to the course, and in this lecture we will learn how we can implement a post method with the help of our Apex REST. So in our previous lecture we learned how we can implement the get method and how we can test it using various tools like Workbench and Postman. So here is a use case for us for the today's lecture is we need to create a web service which will accept information about an account record, and then what we need to do is we need to insert that account into the Salesforce system and return the inserted account information to the third party system which is consuming our web service. So without making a delay, let's quickly start. Here is the class account manager where we were working, and these are the test credentials that you can use to log in and get the access to this code. Again, what we need to do is we need to create a method which is annotated at using @http post, and will also accept some parameters or few parameters to get the information about the accounts. So let's quickly start with that. We need to create a method which will be http post, and we will say it will always be a global static method, and that we already discussed. So let's quickly make as global static, and we are going to return account information, the inserted account, and we will say here post account. And this method will accept few parameters, that is string account name. So we can say that is account name, and we will say account number it will accept, and it will also accept industry. And then if we talk about it will accept some description as well. So these are the four parameters that our method is accepting. We need to we need to prepare an account record. So we can say that account record here we are preparing, and we can say name will be ACC name, and we have account number that we can quickly find here. Let's quickly say accounts. We just need to find the API name of our account record. In the meanwhile, we can say industry will be having the value as industry whatever we are getting from this parameter, and then we will be using description, and description will have the value for this from this value, and then at the end we will be using our account number. So we can say here account number we have got and the API name itself is account number, so we will say here that is ACC number. Now we have prepared our account record. Let's insert this, but what we will do is inserting our account record here. We will say insert account record, as we know that to insert a record into the system, this is the way what we do. And then again to return, because we wanted to return the same account record information, we will say that return account record. And why we are returning account record? Because we wanted to return the ID of the whatever the Salesforce generated ID is, so that third party system can track the information and they can easily request the information about the contact using this method that we developed into our previous lecture. So we are getting error here is expecting this and getting a string at line number 18. So this is the 18 here. Okay, we forgot to put a comma here, that's why we are getting error. Now we have developed our method, and we are good to go and insert how we can good to go and how to test this method using Workbench rule. Workbench. So again, let's quickly log in into our Workbench account with the URL that we used. Now we are in, and even if you see here, you can see you can verify which Salesforce environment you are logged in. If you hover, you will see the information about your username, your instance ID, your org ID, and user ID as well. To test it, we need to go to Utilities, Explorer, and what URL is this is our URL that we are going to test. So we will be saying services Apex REST and the REST URL that we have. This time what we want to execute a post method. When we will say post, that means it will definitely require somebody to send to the system we are trying to consume, and in our case we are trying to consume this URL, and we have to send some information to the system. So what kind of information we need to send here? If you click on header here, you can see here we are accepting JSON, so we need to send the body in JSON format. What body we will send? The question is, so what we need to do is we need to get back to our method, we need to find out the parameters, and the exact parameter name here we need to provide. We can say that account name, and we will say integration demo. Now let's quickly find out other parameters, and in the same order we need to pass the order. Our method is accepting the parameter. If we will change the order in the request, the information will get changed. So let's say that we are going to say Udemy, and it is 2020, and then we have got industry. It should be same as it is. Industry is in small, so we need to make sure here. Let's say that we are going to say here education instead of for some other. And then we have one more parameter which is saying what is the description of our account. So we can say let's say that this is the test account which is being generated from the workbench as part of Apex REST test. We can say that as part of Apex REST testing. Okay, now we have prepared our request, and if you want to execute this, let's quickly click here and see if we are getting some error or we are getting some success response. So if you see here, we are getting success response. We have got the name, we have got education, that is industry, then the description what we sent, account number, and this is the ID that we were looking into our response, and this ID is going to we can use this ID to track the information about account. In the attributes we have got these two response as well. So if you go in the show raw response, you will see the information we are getting in a form of JSON. Status is 200. Now as we have got the ID, we can quickly try to make a GET request to get the information about this particular account. And we are good. We don't have anything for contact, we don't have anything for cases, but for account we do have this value, whatever we are trying to send. If you wanted to see the information, we can quickly get back to Salesforce account, paste the ID into the URL, and we are good to go, and we can see what information we sent. That information is here. So this is it for this lecture, and in the next lecture we will see how we can work with another method of Apex REST. Thank you.